Hey guys, this is Mr. Breen, and I'm going to tell you in this video how to form the present passive in Latin. As always, we'll start with our principal parts, and for the present we're going to use sort of the first and second. You can think about it being either one, but the present stem is going to be R-E-G. So you can find this out by chopping off the E-R-E. By the way, this is a third conjugation verb. That's also important to know. And the reason why it's important to know is because we want to know what letter to add after the stem. So when it's third, we're going to add O, I, U, otherwise known as O, four I's, U. So that comes after the stem. After that, of course, we'll need our personal endings, but we're going to use different ones than we use for the active. For the active, we normally have M or O, and then st, mus, tis, nt for the first, second, and third singular, and then the first, second, and third plural. Instead, for the passive, we're going to use R, ris, tur, mur, mini, entur. R, ris, tur, mur, mini, entur. That needs to be memorized. So to bring everything together, we're going to take the present stem reg. Then we're going to add these letters, O for the first singular, I for the second and third singular, and first and second plural, and then for the third plural, we'll have U. And then we'll finish it off with our personal endings, R, ris, tur, mur, mini, entur. So you can see regor, regoris, regatur, regamur, regamur, mini, reguntur. But I want to draw your attention to something a little surprising. Hopefully you're noticing something a little surprising here, which is that instead of an I, this should be an I, right, we get E. Now this is something you only have to worry about with third and third IO conjugation verbs, but Latin doesn't tend to like IR here for whatever reason. This sound, this O for I's U sound for third conjugation is really only supposed to sound like a sort of sound. And that's not what it would be here. If it were in this verb, it would be sort of a regiris, and that's a little too strong. They want something a little softer. So regor, reguris, regatur, regamor, regamini, reguntur. But again, you only have to worry about that in third and third IO. Let's see what a couple other conjugations would look like in the passive. All right, here are some examples of a first conjugation. There's amo. A second, teneo. Capio, a third IO, and a fourth, audio. So notice a few interesting things. That O tends to stick with us. Amor, teneor, capior, audior. That's the first thing. But everywhere else on the first conjugation, you get A, just like you should. And everywhere else on the second conjugation, you get I, just like you should. Going over to third IO, capior, still need that I there. And I everywhere, except for this second singular, just like we saw with regor, reguris. They don't really like that IR thing, so they don't do that. It's not really the point anyway. The purpose of that I is that it's going to be a sort of sound, so capitur, but here capuris. And fourth, that I is long, so it sticks around forever. Audior, audiris, we have an IR there. Auditur, audimur, audimini, audiontur.